Hi, I see Vanessa's here.
Hey, Vanessa.
I was just showing Brandy the over 60 dance tutorial I just watched. It's pretty interesting. It was like, put your hand in your pocket, put your hand in your pocket, put your knee out, and then you just keep doing that. But don't move out of these little parameters right here. It's all you do. I understand it. I get it. I totally get it.
Don't want no broken of hips,
Nope.
No breaking hips.
Nope. Hi, Vanessa. Hi, Karen. How are you two? How are you guys doing?
Hey, Karen.
So, Karen, it's kind of nice today. It's a little warmer today. Snow was melting a little bit. Snow is going to melt a little bit tomorrow. Just to prepare us for the next snowstorm. Yay. Yeah. So throughout the day, tomorrow on Wednesday, it's going to get colder and colder, and the rain will turn to freezing rain. And then at some point overnight, that freezing rain is going to turn to snow. So we're at this, we don't know, 3 to 8 inches or something again. I'm like, okay. All right.
Hey, Emma.
There you go, Karen.
Hey, Karen, bestie.
I wonder if you'll have it on Thursday. We have enough snow Thursday morning for it to be a snow day. That is the question, right? That's the question.
But even if it's melting,
no, it's getting colder. It's going to get colder all day tomorrow.
Oh,
temperatures are going to drop and drop and drop. So it's going to rain, and the rain's going to turn to freezing rain as it gets colder. And then overnight, tomorrow night, boom, snow. And Kara's got 70. Kara, I've got one word to say to you. Do you read sign language?
Mindy. Well, I guess I'll keep my mouth quiet because I had to turn on the air conditioner on the way home today.
Wait. Wasn't it last night you had the heat on?
Because it was cold at night, but during the day today, it got up to 75. Hey, Sue Bell. Hey, Suzanne. Yeah, and so when I got out to my car from school today, it was hot, and so I had to turn on the air conditioner. And then it's going to get cold again tonight, and then it'll be hot and then cold.
Okay, so it's just like spring around here. It's hot and cold and hot and cold and hot and cold. I don't know. Anyhow, hi Brenda. How are you? Yeah.
Well, Emma, I'm in Florida. We had rain a couple of days ago. I don't want any more storms, though. I'm tired of storms. I'm tired of them.
Well, yours is coming down as liquid. Ours is just coming down in a more solid form. Yeah,
but since the solid form came down here, we wouldn't have school. See, the liquid comes down, and they're like, "Oh, everyday occurrence."
Yeah, whatever. I know. All right. So, holy smokies!
What did you just do?
That was a pen. Just decided to launch itself and go flying across the floor here. Yeah.
Oh, guess what? Okay. I gotta say this because you were just saying something about a pen.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had a pen similar to this, except it was all clear, like little bubbles and stuff in it, but it was this shape. And I don't know what I was trying to. I guess I heard the little mouse chewing, right? Okay. So my ding dong butt decided to take my pen and just kind of. I swear I only lightly tapped the wall. Okay, but when I did. Right here, snapped in half.
You broke your pen.
I broke my pen.
That'll teach you. Don't bang on things with your acrylic pen. Now, this thing came from the dollar store, and if you want to take that thing and bang on something with it, go ahead. Just bang on it all you want. This pen, I like this pen, except you write with it, and as you write with it, it just tends to go inside itself like this. And then I have to keep twisting it back out. And I'm like, why does it do that? I don't know.
Anyway. No, that's why my favorite writing pens are the cheap crystal Bic pens.
Oh, well, there you go. There you go. All right. So, wow, right? Brandy and I talked about her just a little bit earlier, and we're like, this chick has been all over the place. She's gone everywhere. I can't even think of how many places she's been. She did this life and that life and that life. And I'm like, good God, who knew that there were so many different things that she thought she might have wanted to do or regretted, you know?
I know. I mean, she's been almost, and she even thought, she's like, I've done every life I can do. And they're like, nope, you got just as many still sitting there as you had when you came in. And she's like, what?
Isn't that interesting? None of them, I mean, she can't get through them all. They just keep coming. She can't get through them all. She's going to be like, we had to think of his name, Hugo. She can be like Hugo. She is a professional slider, right?
She's even ran up with him a couple of times, and then he'll be gone mid-sentence, and then the person comes back and they're like, do I know you? She's like, nope, no, you either.
No, bye. How weird, right? How weird. Okay, so I liked the life with the dogs and the shelter, you know, and that guy seemed like such a sweet guy. I was like, oh, why doesn't she like that life, you know?
Yeah, but he kind of like, oh no, that was the wine person. Never mind. Because the
wine guy, that one was weird.
Yeah, he was like, he wasn't really like, she wanted that idyllic life, but then he kind of seemed like all that into her.
No. Or she was like, we don't have to have the kind of relationship where we have to talk all the time and whatever. We just exist together, and that's the relationship we have. I'm like,
yep.
Dude, it was like there was nothing exciting or no passion or no, you know, just we get along great and everything's wonderful. And yeah, that's it.
And
that's all there was.
You get that quiet life. You get that quiet life, but you got to have a little bit of spice with the quiet. You know, it's got to be spicy, sweet, quiet.
Yeah, spicy, sweet, quiet.
Spicy, sweet, quiet. Because if you don't have some of that, it's not as fun.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You get bored.
That's true. I think that's what that life was just kind of boring. Yeah. But I did like the dog guy. The dog guy was so nice. And, you know, he just wanted to help and do good and take care of animals. And of course, he smelled like the animals too much. But
she's like, she always thought she loved the smell of dogs.
And then she realized, well, not that
much. Revised that. She kind of revised
not that much dog. No, but I did like him. I was kind of disappointed that didn't work out. But then I think none of them are going to work out. What do you think? I don't think any of these lives are supposed to work out.
I don't think so either. I mean, because like some of them she's in for minutes, some for weeks, some for months, like Hugo had said. But, you know, it's like there's... And I think she said it best when she said, you know, that I think what's keeping me not being here is that so long as there's the possibility of me going, I wonder if what it would be like, you know, as long as there's those other possibilities to like, you know, I bet, what about if I tried this? She's going to keep bouncing.
Yeah.
And so she needs to kind of realize that until she says, I wonder what would here, and just enjoy wanting to be in the moment, she's going to keep bouncing.
Like, I wonder what would happen if I was just back in my life and my cat had died and my life was in the toilet and I had nothing to look forward to. But have I learned how to move forward? This is interesting. I had this conversation with my hairdresser today. See my hairdresser? Had the conversation with my hairdresser today. And we were talking about this book and things like that a little bit. And she's very Okay, she's done all kinds of things, people. I don't even know what all she's done. She has studied this and that and this philosophy, and she's all kinds of stuff. Anyhow, she said, it's manifestation. You have to manifest your own destiny. You know, you have to learn what going forward is like and what you want your life to be like. Project into the future. She keeps going back. So she keeps going back to other things and other choices. And she hasn't gotten to the point where she's looking forward to what she could be if she just continued from where she is. How could she?
Because with each and every one, the problem is that the person that she was, as far as like the person she jumped into, has different feelings than what she does, because that was the lot that they took. And so they're, for the most part, content with their life. Mm-hmm. But she jumps in with these other expectations or other feelings. So she doesn't have that benefit of, oh, I remember when he looked at me so sweetly and he does this. And like, she doesn't know any of those nuances.
Right. There's no past there. It's just that's the moment she's in, and there's no context for it. But again, I think she needs to look forward, and from where she was in her root life, look forward and be like, now, none of this stuff worked. None of these things were any better. What can I take away from that and learn to make this life move forward in a better direction? But
because I think she's already decided, she wants to live, but now the problem has become, how many more of these is she? Because it seems like she's kind of getting
she's tired of it.
Yeah, she's a little tired of just, okay, I've tried out everything. I've done this. Mm-hmm. But what's freaking me out a little bit is that she says she's been a mother in multiple different versions, but this one feels weird. It feels different somehow. It scares her a little bit more.
Because it's more real? Like,
I don't know. Because, it all started off with that whole, that's the guy who
found the cat.
Brought her cat. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it was that, I wonder if there could be anything, there. And it just was that small little thing. And then it's like, whoa.
Yeah. So is this going to be a turning point for her, that maybe she's like, maybe it could work out. Maybe I could go back and move forward from here, because here's this wonderful guy. He's very nice. We could get along. We could make this work. I don't know.
But boy, wouldn't she freak him out though, if she went back to her root life and then was all like, oh, and we're going to get married and we're going to have a child. And it's going to be named this, and this is what she's going to look like. Freak him out. I'll be like, whoa, look at you.
I'm telling you. Kyra, that's interesting, your little statement there. I sent a quote to someone today, and it just says, the tough stuff hasn't come to destroy you. It has come to make you tough, to show you that you are resilient, to help make you strong. Let it. Right?
Yep. I mean, because think about it. We wouldn't think something is good if we didn't have something bad to compare it to.
That is true. That's true.
I mean, what would be considered good? It's just like they say, you can't have good in the world without evil. Because then what's good?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. You have to, and it's all on a scale, and it's all relative, It's all relative. What's good for somebody is,
Yep. And every life is going to have some good and some bad. You got to take the good and the bad. What's that song? You got to take the Golden Girls. Got the good and the bad.
Sorry. What? She's having her own personal moment here, laughing at her own joke that none of us can share.
No, I was thinking, okay, isn't that the theme song for Golden Girls? Or it's some show that take the good, the bad. Oh, what is that?
I have no idea.
I can't think of it. I can hear it in my head, sort of, kind of.
Well, it's in your head. I don't know.
I know.
Yeah. So, I mean, something's going to have to flip that switch for her that she, says, I just moved forward from where I was and I've learned a lot and I'm ready to make changes and, go on. Yeah.
Yep.
So, anyhow, interesting.
Right, Sue. You have to keep the good and the bad in balance with each other.
I mean, I kind of like the life she's in right now. She's been here for a little while. We've gotten more detail about this one than we have some of the other ones. With us, she's been here a little bit longer. Well, hey, Joe.
Okay, Joe.
Of life.
Was that the show? Okay. I'm not crazy. I knew there was a TV show that talked about, taking the good and the bad.
Okay. I don't remember it. That was one of those shows that was kind of like after I was grown. It wasn't one of my kid shows when I was younger. You know what I mean?
Oh, look, that was one of my shows. I think my favorite character was Jo. She was just this tough, I identified with Jo. Blair, I wanted to, and then you had Tootie. That's just a fun name to say, Tootie. Sorry. I loved Axel Fly. That was my show.
You have it all on DVD. My son,
I wish I did.
I mean, I remember it, but I don't remember it in great detail like that. But
well, it's probably because it was around my generation time. I mean, that was what I watched growing up. So.
Right.
You had that, and you had Family Ties and Growing Pains, and
yeah, those were, like I said, those were when I was a little bit older, and I wasn't watching a lot of that stuff. I mean, they were all about like younger people, and the coming of age stuff and high schoolers and all that stuff. Anyhow,
stuff you'd already grown out of. You were like,
yeah.
Okay, I'm done.
Yeah. You got it. So it just wasn't like my thing, I did watch, some of it, but yeah. Anyhow.
But now I know that it seemed like we sped up because like we got to see, her with the animal. And then it was like from there, it almost went like, like we just got this brief synopsis of like hundreds of lives that she's lived.
Yeah.
In this little time. And I'm just like, ooh, hold on, wait, what?
She's what? And I'm like, I didn't hear about any of those in her regret page. Where were those?
I know. I'm like, wait, I didn't know she wanted to be at that. And
I know,
huh?
Right?
Okay. I don't remember reading that, but okay.
Right. It was crazy.
It was kind of like, but I mean, I like the fact that he didn't, the author did not like drag out like just a few, like we got the sense of, okay, she wanted to experience I want quiet in this one. I want a place where a life where I'm going to see the ocean, or I'm going to see this, or I'm going to see that. So she's getting to experience every possible, well, obviously not every possible conceivable way. And I'm wondering if the reason there's just as many now as there was when we started, because there's still every little chance, every little thing that she looks at has opened up a whole new.
One little thing can change everything. And so how many minutes and how many moments and how many seconds do we have in our life? Right?
Exactly.
And in any one of those moments, any one of those seconds, you could do one little thing. Like I could hit my elbow and it could change my whole life right now. Infinite possibilities as to how things could be different. So, But I think
at least we're not dealing with the butterfly effect, though, because
I don't know about that.
You don't know about the butterfly effect?
No.
It's
But
when
I
it says
think
like the flap of a butterfly's wing could cause a tsunami across the world. And it's like one small thing, and it could cause disaster. It could cause a chain reaction, whether it be good or bad.
Yeah. Well, I think I liked how the author did do that little snippet, though, to show us just how many lives she's tried on, to give us the sense of she's tried this and this and this and this and this and this and all of these things that we didn't even really know that were an issue for her, but they were. That's giving us that sense of how many little changes can happen to change the whole course of your life. And it's given us a sense of how many things she's tried and how tired she's getting of it.
Yep.
I mean,
at this point now, I think she wants to find one she can stay in, either stay there or go back to her root life, which I think ultimately, I think you're right. I think that's what's going to happen is these are kind of like, she's been given a glimpse of all these things that she can take back with her to her root life and apply and be like, all this knowledge. You know how you say, I wish that I was younger, but with the knowledge I have now, or I wish I would have known then what I know now.
Yep. She's going to have some knowledge that she's going to take with her moving forward in her root life to make her root life the life she wants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what I think is going to happen. But what's going to flip that switch to get her back there?
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is this the last week of it?
It is. We've only got one more little section to read.
But we already know what we're reading next.
Yes. Next, we are reading the Nora Roberts. Joe's like, yes. Can we get to Nora Roberts?
Right. And Joe's going to join us for that one. You're actually going to read that one, right, Joe?
Yeah. So right now she's freaked out with this little girl, her daughter. She doesn't know what to do with her. I like how she's playing a game with her daughter, getting all the answers she needs about what's going on in her life.
I know, but I love it how the daughter's like, why are you scared, Mama?
Yeah.
But don't you find it weird? And someone else mentioned it in the chat, was that the little girl had, a nightmare of a bear.
What's the significance of that?
Well, I mean, she had that encounter with the bear, and it's kind of like, wow, I don't know. I mean, it may be nothing. It may just be pure coincidence, but I don't know. It just seems interesting because that's something that she can actually like identify with, like how scared you could be with a bear. I don't know.
It's called The Awakening, Kyra. Nora Roberts. It's a trilogy. The second one has come out, I think just like last month, the second one came out. So it's a trilogy. You're going to get sucked in, right? And it's fantasy. So. It is Nora Roberts fantasy. People don't really think about that, that Nora Roberts writes fantasy, but she does.
Yeah, we know she writes mystery, and we know she writes romance, and she writes mystery romance.
Yeah. I've actually read 2 of her fantasy trilogies. I've read 2 of them. So, and she does them well. She does a fantasy well. I mean,
she's an amazing writer. I mean,
isn't that crazy? And she writes so many, and she's just like boom, boom, boom. She just knocks them out. And I'm like, geez. Yeah.
I'd love to peek inside her head, because I swear she's got that same library, but it's inside of her head, and she's like, I wonder what would happen if I take, and then there you go.
Never ending stories for her. Never ending. They just keep coming.
Sorry, I love that movie.
Which one?
Never Ending Story.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
You had to have seen that one. That was about a book.
Oh, yeah. I didn't read the book, but I watched.
Wait, there was a book?
Huh? You said it was about a book.
No, I said it would. Well, the movie's about a book.
That's what I thought you said, but I didn't read the book.
I think there really is a book, but yeah.
Anyhow, Sue, I'm always reading several books. I have this one going, which I take like a couple days and read this because I only read it a little bit at night. Then I have another book. I'm reading the X Talk. That one's really good. The X Talk is good. That's my other physical book that I'm reading. And then I have one that I'm reading on not my Kindle. I'm reading it. Well, it's on my Kindle, but Alexa reads it to me. That one was recommended to me by a really nice, good booktuber that I have started following, and I like her a lot. And that one's a romance. She reads mostly romance. It's called Dear Enemy.
Oh, yeah. I am reading.
She's becoming enslaved. She's becoming enslaved to a guy to save her sister from jail. So she has agreed to be his, like, she's going to be his assistant, his cook. And he's like, you'll do whatever I want you to do. And she's like, okay, fine. Oh,
I'm reading another one of I'm in book 8 of 12. And this one is a Fury series where it's, the little supernatural cozy mysteries. And she's an FBI agent that's having to do the Federal Bureau of Magic instead of FBI. And she's a Fury. And she doesn't like being a Fury, and she don't want more traits, and things keep happening to give her more traits. And it's just, I love it. I love it. Book 8 of 12.
I have heard of that one, Sue. Josh and, how do you say that? Gemma? Josh and Gemma make a baby. I've heard of that book.
Actually, I've heard of that one. I thought.
I got a whole bunch of good books. I mean, I have so many things like on a list in Amazon and all these other, I got so many I want to read. Not to mention all the books that are here up on my shelves and on my floors and all that stuff. Yeah.
I read one that was really kind of neat. It was something called something about all the perfect so-and-so's perfect, finding the perfect moment. I can't think of the exact name. It's like they go through this entire thing trying to find that one perfect moment because I think she's dying. And so she's trying to get that one perfect moment before she dies. But it's good. Or is it?
So I get roped in. I get roped in through the booktubers that I watch, and I'm like, oh my God, that sounds good. Oh my God, that sounds good. Kyra, are you watching it on TV or are you reading it?
Well, that one's not a book. I'm watching it on Netflix.
What?
Sweet Magnolias. Oh my gosh, I love it.
What did you say? It's not a book?
I don't think it's a book.
It's a whole entire series.
Wait, it is? I thought it was just on Netflix.
No, ma'am. Whole entire series of Sweet Magnolias right there on my shelf. I haven't finished the series, but I've read a good deal of them.
Who writes it?
Cheryl Woods.
Cheryl Woods?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to have to go check that out because I really love the series on Netflix. I bet I'd love the book even more.
The books are awesome. I've read a good portion of the series. I haven't finished it, but I've got a good portion of it. I don't even know how many books there are anymore. There's a whole bunch. And I don't know I think there's an end to it. I don't think there's any new ones. I don't believe, but I don't have Netflix, so I can't watch it.
Oh, I've really gotten into it, so I bet I'd love the book.
I'll just have to live through the knowledge that I know the story because I've read the books. I know some of those booktubers, they come up with so many good books. And then if you start following any of them on Instagram, and then more people are popping up on Instagram, and I'm like, so many books, not enough time. And these people,
but I'm trying to find a booktuber that likes like horror and suspense and mystery, and I don't know how to find that. What do I do? Just type in a booktuber for mystery?
Yeah. Just go to yeah. I mean, I'll keep my eye open. I'll let you know if I find a couple. I really follow the romance people, but
Yeah.
How about paranormal? How about paranormal romance?
Oh, I'd like those.
Okay, I got a person for you. I'll let you know.
If it's paranormal, I'm in for it. I don't care if it's romance, so long as it's paranormal.
There's a lot of paranormal romance, shifter romance, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Well, we're dealing with a shifter right now. She doesn't like. She doesn't change into a different being.
She's a quantum leaper.
Yeah, there you go. I just heard about one today. This chick was telling about that was like they're different species, and they hook up and get married, and they can't procreate. They can't have children interspecies, and I don't know. Anyhow,
Books and Lala. Is that her? That's her YouTube. Books and Lala.
Okay. Books and Lala. I've never heard of her, but I got a couple that are doing some interesting paranormally fantasy romance, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm always up for that because once I know I'm going to reach an end to the series, because surely the authors that I'm reading right now, once I've read all their series, they're, then what? Now I got to find more.
I know, right? It's an evil that's just, there you go. Books and Lala. There you go. Look her up.
I'm going to be looking her up.
I'm going to go have some dinner, and I will meet you guys next week, and we will tally up the whole thing and see how it ends up, and then we'll jump right into the Nora Roberts, because I got the book and I can tell you how much to read.
There you go. He's like, I'm all ready.
I got that one. I'm ready to roll. So, all right. Okay. I will see everybody next week. Have a great week, everybody.
Looks like I'm going to go check out Books and
Lala.
Books and Lala.
Books and Lala. Sounds good. See you guys.